This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and welcome to another edition of Edmonton Oilers training camp coverage, as we haven't talked about the salary cap for a little while now. And of course, Daily Faceoff yesterday releasing a little discussion on the salary cap rankings across the NHL, putting the Edmonton Oilers in dead last. So, well, that sounds scary, but I'll explain in a moment. There's actually a lot of hope here for the Edmonton Oilers when it comes to really where teams and media and fans across the NHL view their salary cap situation, simply because of how the rankings work and what the Oilers could achieve if they have a great start to the year and, of course, carry that in to the trade deadline. Before we get there, though, friends, if you are new to the channel, it is Captain Skates Monday, so if you'd be so kind to consider hitting that subscribe button here and coming back for the afternoon edition, because I know we will have an afternoon edition. I'd love to have you aboard for that. And as well, you kind of see the pictures a little darker this morning. Blame all the darkness outside. It is an early morning, and of course that means it's not quite light out, and I've been using the natural light to light this whole situation I got up in front of me here the past few days, so my pardon on that. Just want to make sure you know I'm aware of it. All right, the Oilers salary cap management ranked. They rank 32nd out of 32 teams. That is not a top rating, that is the worst rating. And basically, when you look at these stats, the reason why the Oilers are ranked 32nd, the biggest reason, according to the man who wrote the article in Scott Maxwell, is simply because for the Oilers, it's a situation where they don't have a single top 10 category, right? Their best category is 14th. They have a 31st, and they have a 27th and a 25th. So they're ranked 32nd because there's really nothing redeeming them in any of these six categories. Good contract percentage, well, that's kind of one of those situations, right? Yeah, I think you can balance that out. The Oilers don't have the worst. The Oilers don't have the best. I don't need to over-explain that. But when it comes down to it, you look at the next one, quality cheap deals, and you're thinking about adding guys like Derek Ryan into the fold this year. You're thinking about adding Connor Brown into the fold this year, and those improved that category significantly, 5 spots, which is huge for the Edmonton Oilers, but at the same rate, doesn't really do much at all for you. Contracts with no trade clause, no move clauses improves from 21st to 14th. That, my friends, is a pretty big improvement, and that's kind of where the Oilers see the starting of the turn to get out of this salary cap hell that we've been talking about being in for a long time. Dead cap space as well moves up from 26th to 22nd. So you see the top 4 categories, the Oilers improve across the board, but the quality of core drops to 27th from 18th. And now you'd think, how does the quality of the core drop from 17th or from 18th to 27th when the Oilers have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl doing things they've never done? Well, yeah, it's the way Scott from Daily Faceoff breaks it down is it's simply Jack Campbell regressing as bad as he did. So this is last year's stats taken into how this year might shape up. Obviously, you can't expect more out of Jack Campbell, is kind of what Scott's looking at. So he's going based off of last year, which makes sense. And with that, right, that hurts. Jack Campbell's not the only one. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, he points out the over-reliance on power play points. And I think Ryan Nugent-Hopkins' detractors would say that as well, that Nuge has an over-reliance. So there you go, that adds in. Evander Kane and his subpar play due to injury last year, that plays in and really kind of draws back the Edmonton Oilers. Don't forget about Darnell Nurse and his mediocre season last year, you might say, paired alongside Cody Ceci for most of it. And then this is really where the Oilers get hammered, going from 24th to 31st. Cap space to skill differential. I didn't get a full explanation on this one in the article. I was looking at it though. But basically, right, the Oilers have no cap space. We're playing with a 21-man roster to start the year more than likely. That's where you look at it and say, okay, that makes sense, right? Yeah, last year we had the LTIR to make the roster work, but at the same rate, too, we had a guy like Jesper Puljujärvi. We had a guy like Kyle Yamamoto floating around that, yeah, they were skilled guys with a lot of promise, but they just didn't pan out. So even though you're ranked higher last year, doesn't necessarily mean you're worse off this year. And that's what I want to make sure I mention here from Daily Faceoff is this is just not even preseason salary cap rankings. This is before training camp, literally yesterday, before captain skates get underway. So we'll see, as we did with Jack Campbell, as we did with Nugent Hopkins, as we did with Evander Kane, who kind of falls down, who stands up out of the crowd for the Edmonton Oilers in terms of the players that can make a difference in these salary cap rankings from Daily Faceoff. Friends, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. This is the first time in a long dang time I've gotten an edition up before going to work. So you have a great day. Enjoy school if that's what you're doing, whether it be middle school, high school, college, any form of post-secondary. I guess there's a whole bunch more than just college, university would be in there. If you're going to work, have a great day at work, and we'll catch you soon because we got news to talk about this afternoon. I guarantee you that. I am up on out of here.